They say that the days of finding an untouched, unmolested Chevy truck at a reasonable price are completely dead. But today I think I've proved them wrong. This is a 1978 Chevy K10 Scottsdale 4x4. It's got 90,000 original miles and a factory 350 V8. I've got a clean title and a set of keys. Let's fire this thing up.
Westwood One Sports presents Linnell Willingham.
To be completely transparent, I gave $8,000 for this truck, and I hope and pray that I made a wise decision. Buying a 48-year-old vehicle and immediately driving it home is always a gamble. First line of business, let's top off the tank. But as I watched the fuel gauge climb and listened to the motor hum down the blacktop, I realized that I might have very well made the deal of a century. It's not a rust bucket, there's no butchered wiring and no cheap modifications. Just an honest, beautifully preserved time capsule with a killer patina that money cannot buy. So welcome back to Rooskie's Garage, and today we're going to figure out whether this $8,000 truck was worth its money or a total waste of time. So let's take a quick look at the outside first. It's got a little patina on the hood, some fading, and I dig that. The grill is absolutely perfect. The bumper is almost perfect. It's got a couple of little puckers right there. Other than that, even the chrome's still good. Keep in mind that this truck is almost 50 years old. You work your way around, the glass is all still superb. This driver window, you wouldn't even know that it was up or down because it's so clean. There's a little bit of rust on that rocker panel. The back glass is pristine. There is some rust in the bed, and what happened was this had a camper shell on it originally, and my wife's cousin Tim bought this truck from the original owner that bought it off the car lot, and he put a camper shell on it, and then he left a quilt in here, and that quilt, because the top leaked a little bit, got saturated, and he left it sitting there for a long time before he ever realized that it rusted the bed out a little bit. I'm not going to be hauling anything in this truck, nor am I going to be abusing it in the mud. This is a grocery getter, and I'll drive it some during the winter time when the roads are bad. But other than that, this thing's going to the grave with me. This is such a nice old truck. I want you to look at the tailgate. It's not bowed, nor is it all dented on the top side. And the front end of the bed too is straight as an arrow, completely unmolested. There are no noticeable dents anywhere. It's so hard to find these trucks that are not just a rust bucket, and this is fantastic to me. Everything about this truck is magnificent as far as I'm concerned. For the year, keep in mind, almost 50 years old. He just recently put shocks and brand new tires on here, and the tires even have those little tits all over them. The hubcaps are the originals. Some of them have faded out and lost the black. Some of the Chevrolet emblems on the back hubcaps are faded out, but those are just decals that you can purchase. This is what was most amazing to me. Of course, low miles. There is one spot here that's rusted out. But other than that, the floorboard is perfect. There are some cracks on the dash. This is a normal thing for these trucks. I'll probably put a replacement dash pad in there, but for now, I couldn't care less. I'm just going to drive and enjoy it. The inside's still shiny. It's even got an old school gun rack in it. The door panels are chalked out pretty good, but I want you to take a look at how perfect this stinking seat is. And I don't think this has ever been changed or reupholstered. It is literally perfect. The seat belts are perfect. Everything about this truck. The gauge cluster's in good shape. It's never been drilled or tapped. It has the original AM radio, and believe it or not, the air conditioner still works great. Everything about this truck screams low miles. I'm going to work my way around the other side. I haven't even got a chance to look this truck over good yet. I parked it in the shade up underneath this carport so that I can wash it good, and I didn't want to wash it out in the sun. The only thing I don't see is a build sheet anywhere in this truck. It does have the original owner manual and some other documentation that I don't care about right now. But I've got to try to locate the build sheet. I don't know that the truck's ever been painted before, because I think that's the red oxide primer underneath it, and I can even see bare metal right there. But I did look it up, and they didn't come out with a maroon color in this year, but they had one that was called dark red, and I think that's what this was. And time has just taken its toll on it. This is what I've truly wanted since I was 13 years old. I wanted a K10, and we were poor growing up, and I knew I would never be able to afford one until I got older. Turns out I had to wait till my kids were grown. But anyway, let's look under the hood. Raising the hood on this old girl, you'll see that in the engine bay, you're looking at a virtual time capsule of 1978 technology. The hood on the bottom side is much the way it was, aside from just being a little dingy and having some minor surface rust. Everything under the hood is identical to the way it came off the showroom floor, other than an AC condenser and accumulator. Everything here is the original technology. Even the stickers on the breather and the stickers inside the fender wells are all still in place and still legible, including the old jack that's still in its little hole on the right hand side of the fender. And even though this truck runs good, sounds good, it really doesn't look good. She needs some help. So what do you say we give this thing a good wash down and then see what we have from there? Put a healthy amount in the bucket. So I really wanted to get a view of this truck while it was wet, because that's the only way you're going to know what this thing would look like if it had some shine to it. And so far, guys, I got to tell you, this old truck really pops. I think it's got massive potential all the way around. It's a beautiful example of an unmolested, unchanged 78 K10 Scottsdale that is exactly the way it was from the factory. And right now, I couldn't be more pleased with what I'm seeing. So there it is, guys. Everything was exposed. I'm enjoying a glass of whiskey, looking the final product over. Tell me what you think. Do you think that I made a good purchase? Do you think I got burned? Do you think I just broke even? I'd really be curious to know what your thoughts are on this. This is one of those projects where it was too good a deal to pass up. And so I'm going to continue on with it as we go. You'll see more videos of this in the future. For Rooskies Garage, this is Shaw. And I'm going to sign off for now. But listen, life's too short to take life too seriously. You need to relax, enjoy the ride, and I'll see you guys in the next one.